everybody. My name is Daniela DeFrance. I am the owner of Core Creatives, and I am here today at the music company in Pacific Beach. And we are with Tsunami Sound Waves. We have Colin and Reid here. And we have a show coming up next Thursday, May 23rd at Music Box. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and just how they formed as a band and some overall questions. So where are you guys all from, and how did you form as a band? And from there, how did you begin to find your style or path of music you guys wanted to make together?
I'm from San Diego.
I'm from New York.
The band formed at the 710, I believe, open mic. The lead singer and rhythm guitarist, Matt, and the drummer, Reuben, met there and met with some other musicians and formed the band. And it was during COVID, so everyone was on lockdown, so they spent a great deal of time just kind of playing music together and getting really tight. And they played like the farmers market and started to play shows and stuff like that. And then over the years, like, members of the band like shifted out, and I joined the band as lead guitarist, and Reid eventually joined as bassist. And now we are, it's the four of us. So.
Yeah, and to clarify, Matt and Reuben met at 710. Matt was up on stage doing an open mic performance by himself, just singing I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Mm-hmm. And he was belting it so well, those high notes, that Reuben just fell in love with Matt's voice. He was so enamored that he was like, we need to form a band and form something great and bring the people of San Diego a tsunami of sound.
He does a great Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then how did you come up with the name?
Oh.
That is a really good question, Daniela. I have no idea how they came up with the name.
I think Reuben just likes alliteration. He came up with it. He likes the sound S, and he likes waves, so he just thought it would be a powerful name.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's all I know. We're not original members. So.
I also think when Reuben was deciding on a name, he was trying to find a name that absolutely no one else would take. And so I think he nailed it.
Yeah. It's a good name. Good name.
Thanks.
And what influences were part of the direction you guys chose musically? Like any bands or artists that you guys grew up listening to? How did that sound kind of come together?
Yeah, we all like different kinds of music, but we all have a lot of overlap as well. So we all like blues, surf rock, alternative rock, blues rock, like 2000s alternative rock. So we find the commonality in that intersection. Mm-hmm. And our sound is, I guess, could be described as like modern surf rock, surf punk, alternative, garage, all those words. I don't know. Is that what you'd think?
Yeah, I definitely agree that each band member definitely listens to their own kind of music. Mm-hmm. But when we come together as a band, we kind of take from that and try to make something with what we like personally. Like one of my favorite guitarists is like Dan Auerbach, who's the Black Keys, and I also love Tame Impala, Kevin Parker, and Mark Spear of like Krungbin, and I know Matt loves he loves music. He loves
The Strokes,
and
Arctic Monkeys,
Mm-hmm.
And then I love like Surf Curse and other bands like that. And then Reuben listens to all kinds of stuff. So we find a lot of commonality and just, yeah.
Yeah. And you guys have released a few songs, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, like what projects you've released and maybe what you're working on right now.
Yeah. So the band released 2 EPs before we joined in 2021, 2022. Mm-hmm. And then we spent a year and a half writing and recording our album Deluge, which we put out November of 2023. And right now we've got a lot of new songs on the way. We're going to sing one later. Cool. And it's the band's really starting to find its sound, which is good. Mm-hmm. We've got this path that we're going on. We really like the direction we're taking. More surf rock, surf punk, alternative, but different different kind of dynamics within the songs as well. They don't all sound the same. Like our last album was very dynamic, had a lot of chill. Like Colin wrote this really chill song we named it Colin's Cooler. You can hear a lot of Khruangbin influences on it and chiller stuff. But we also wrote songs that are kind of punky about meeting mythical creatures and doing drugs and stuff. So all kinds of stuff.
It's very varied, very like eclectic sound where, you know, you listen to the album, you listen to the first song, like the second song does not sound like the first song. And it just kind of goes down the line from there. And I think that stems from like all of our, like I said, we have like different influences. And so we all want to like express that. So, but I think what Reid's saying though for sure is we're starting to like narrow down and like find our sound and like really pinpoint and stick to one. But it is nice to have like fun and make a different song or something that's, you know, out of left field, so to speak. So
cool. And then you guys have been doing a really great job of promoting shows. I feel like I've been to some of your shows. I've worked with you guys before, and you definitely bring a good crowd and do a great job. So do you have any advice to other local bands? How do you guys get people to your shows? Like, what's your technique for promoting?
Thanks.
For live?
Yeah, I just spam my friends nonstop. Just once a week, 5 weeks out from shows. Just reminder, we got a show this day. I hope you come. Please come. Tell your friends. Here's a link to the tickets. Here's the promo flyer. And then we post on Instagram as much as possible. Don't be afraid to spam your friends. They love it. People love getting texted. Sorry to all my friends out there. That's my strategy.
I think one of the things I've noticed since joining the band is the reason that we can pull such like a large crowd of people is because those people like is our friend group, and they're not exactly there to see us, but they're also there to like, you know, socialize and hang out with friends and like like-minded people. Because you know, if someone's friends with like Reid and someone's friends with Matt, like Reid and Matt get together, so they're gonna like each other. So it's kind of like more of a social event. And we're there playing music, and people will hear us and see us, and they hopefully like us. But I think a lot of it's just kind of seeing it as you're bringing people together, you know, for fun and not necessarily to see you. You know, like you're not the main part of that, right? It's just kind of you're helping facilitate a good time, right? So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's promising that good time.
Yeah.
You know, that's how you get people to come to your show.
Come to our shows. It's guaranteed to be a good time.
Guaranteed good time. Yeah, for sure.
And then what are some of the challenges that you guys face as musicians? I know you guys have other jobs and just kind of making sure everything runs cohesively and
Yeah, there's challenges. A lot of it is just finding the time to align our schedules to practice and finding time to write new music and then preparing for shows. When we prepare for shows, oftentimes we're just practicing that set list for weeks in advance to get it really tight. And that takes away from time from writing new music, which we also are trying to focus on. So it's finding the balance between those two things. Last year we were playing like 5 shows a month, which was insane. It was fun. And we got paid, right? So that was fun. But it was really hard to find the time to write new music. So and also when you play 5 times a month, people don't come to your shows as much. So this year we're doing like a show every month or two, and the crowds are bigger. We're playing bigger venues, which is great. And we also have time to write new music when we're not preparing for shows. So that's our strategy.
Yeah, like Reid says, it's a lot of like time management, obviously, with anything in your life, like school or jobs, whatever. It's like managing your time efficiently. But it also comes down to like accountability. And even though, let's say, we can't get together 1 week to practice or something like that, it's knowing that you and your bandmates are going to practice on your own time and work on that. So when you come together, you're less practicing the actual part of the instrument and more like the flow with, you know, your other bandmates.
Yeah. Everyone has to kind of pull their weight.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So.
Cool. And then what are your guys' goals for 2024 as a band?
Play the music box.
Play music box. Sell out music box. We're hoping to put out some singles this year. Give people more content. The last music we put out was 6 months ago, and it was a full album, which is a lot to digest. And people don't really listen to albums unless you put out singles. So we're trying to put out some singles, play bigger shows. We're also trying to play out of San Diego a little bit more. We just played a show in Utah a couple weeks ago.
Cool.
We played at Snowbird, the opera ski there, which was super fun.
Wow, how'd you get that?
The drummer he's a good-looking guy, and he talks real smooth.
Yeah, he's a suave man, and he finessed his way.
Yeah, and so somehow we got booked 2 nights, or they booked us a room for 2 nights there, or 2 rooms. And then we got to play there. It was awesome.
Fun.
Yeah, they put us up in a hotel. It was probably the coolest gig we've played,
Yeah, it was really
aside
cool.
from Music Box.
Yeah.
But it was sweet. And then we're doing a little tour this June. We're gonna go up to Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Francisco at the end of June.
Sweet.
So
Okay, fun.
check us out on Instagram. Follow us for live updates. And we're also gonna put on every year we put on a little music festival on Fiesta Island called Tsunami on the Bay. It's going to be August 10th this year, and we've got a bunch of other local bands booked, and it's always a fun time. It's a free music festival.
I went last year. That was so fun.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming. It's all ages. Bring your dog, bring your mom, bring your kids. It'll be fun. And, yeah, I guess that's a big goal. Anything else, Colin?
Yeah, basically what Reid said, but yeah, just developing more, working more on creating new music and getting better, right? Always getting better, so. Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys May 23rd at Music Box.
Thank you so much.
See you there. Hey, everyone. We are Tsunami Sound Waves. The song is called Beach Walk. I've been walking around this house, head upside down, thinking about how life would be if you'd walk with me all the way down to the beach. And who would think to see everything you see in me but you? Do you really want to know what it's like to hold all these thoughts inside my head? When you talk to me, do you feel the same relief? It's true, say it's true. When I'm with you, I don't feel so blue.
I am here with Russ Blvd. I'm here with John, Jack, and Shelby, 3 of the band members. And they are also playing our Music Box show next Thursday, May 23rd. And we're going to talk about the band, how they started, and some overall questions. So tell me about the start of your band, Russ Blvd, and how you guys developed your sound and style of playing.
Well, John and I here, I consider us the founding members of Russ Blvd because we grew up on a street called Russ Blvd, and, that's where the name comes from. I was very heavily influenced by bands like Catfish and the Bottlemen and whatnot, and so I was trying to go for that kind of sound. And I feel like that's sort of where we started. And then, honestly, John really brought a different, I feel like you give a better, you make it less, basic indie music,
Make it fucked up.
Yeah,
You're skipping
exactly.
ahead in the questions.
Oh, my bad.
Man. Come on.
Well, because it has to do with how we developed our sound. Anyways, we're very organized people, so our sound really reflects that, I think. And yeah, so John and I, we used to play as a 4-piece, and then we just kept adding members, and now we're a 7-piece. And chaotic and eclectic is how I would say.
Ooh, good words.
That's late.
Can you define eclectic?
I could spell it.
Can you use it in a sentence? Another one.
I just used it.
So you guys are brothers, and then how did you meet everyone else? Friends, just through music, or?
Actually, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy's kind of the
I used to work
link.
with this guy. I used to work at a swim school here in PB, and I met Tom, and I think through him and his housemates his housemates are all our band members now, pretty much. And then Brooke, who also plays guitar and sings with us, I play drums in her band. So that's how I met her, and then asked her to join, and, yeah.
Kind of just all happened organically. Just met each other, basically through chance, but definitely not by chance.
Yeah.
And when did you guys start as a band?
Officially, I think the first Russ Blvd song was Georgia, and I think that was 2021. So officially, like 2021, but we've been playing together in a bunch of other bands before that, just not called Russ Blvd.
Cool. And then I know you said some of your influences, but do you guys have any other influences that kind of created your sound and music? Any bands, artists, places you've been?
Yeah, I mean, our band is pretty random because everybody in it is just into a bunch of different shit. Like, I like Thundercat is like a massive influence for me. Tanner loves like Frankie and the Witch Fingers and Grateful Dead, and like Logan loves the Grateful Dead. So it's kind of just like a big hodgepodge of different influence that comes together and makes this giant wall of shit.
What are some of your influences? Because I know yours are way different than all of ours too.
Definitely. Mine are a lot different than everyone else's, I think. I'm more of like, R&B or kind of like sad girl music, like Lizzie McAlpine, like Renee Rapp, or, Kehlani. Like, it's a real mixture for me, so. Yeah.
And I already said Catfish and the Bottlemen, but Catfish and the Bottlemen, Arctic Monkeys, Cage the Elephant, those are my holy trinity right there.
Cool. And congrats on the new single, Overflow, that came out earlier this year. Tell me a little bit about the process behind the single, and if you guys have any other upcoming music you're planning on releasing.
Yeah, well, I actually wrote that song, and I did the math almost 10 years ago.
Wow,
I wrote that when I was 16. And we recorded like a demo of it when I wrote it, and it just we never put it out.
I feel like we recorded that song like 5 different times.
Oh yeah, because like what happened? We lost the files when you were still using the Ableton free trial.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So the recorded version that you hear today, we did the drums for it over a year ago.
It was like 2 years ago.
No, I think it was about a year ago. Because I texted. Yeah. No, anyway, I think it was a year ago. It was at the Neve last year.
I think that was 2 years.
Whatever. Anyways, a long time ago. This song took forever, honestly, for no reason in particular. Also, I went through stages of whether or not I even liked the song, so the only reason it ever got finished was because John was like, nah, we got to put it out.
Yeah.
And then we did everything ourselves on that one. We did the drums, recorded it at a studio, but then we mixed and mastered it all ourselves. And I mean, mostly John. John did most of it, all of it. I was there, I was listening.
You wrote the song.
Yeah, that's true. I did do that. Yeah, and I play guitar on it, so yeah. But
Cool. And then any upcoming stuff you guys are planning on releasing?
I have like 3 or 4 songs that are like this close to being done, but just haven't finished yet. I think the plan would be to put something out before our next show in July. So I'm in, but
I feel like we always have like at least like a short stack of songs that are either done or like basically done, but then we just get more distracted by like new ideas, and then it's a constant like that's what happened with the Overflow. We had a couple versions of it that
we've
probably could have
like 5 songs since we started the Overflow,
and like a whole EP.
But I feel like when we perform, we do Overflow every single time,
exactly,
which to me is so funny because I'm like, I know that song, and I didn't realize it like wasn't like
it was never out.
out or in process.
As you can tell, we're very organized and we have a very strict schedule that we like to adhere to. So
Yeah. And what are some of the challenges as musicians that you guys face?
Are you looking at me?
You can go first, yeah.
Oh, like as a band or just like individuals
As
or
a
both?
woman.
I could talk about as a woman all day long.
Either, whatever challenges you face.
I think as a band, because there's so many people, that tends to be hard to get everybody on the same schedule, all together in the same place. But it always works out because everybody's like super great at what they do. And then as like an individual, there's so many challenges because like they were saying, you start something, then you don't finish it, but then you can come back to it, and it's kind of hard finding your own individual sound and like.
Do you have your own project like individually or?
We have a duo that we've been working on where I sing, he plays guitar, but it's still coming up. We have 2 songs that we're currently kind of working on, but kind of veered away from.
Being done, and we just like. One of them literally just needs vocals, and we haven't done it yet.
Yeah. And just balancing, work and then that, and trying to find the time. But
It gets crazy because everybody in our band is like also in at least one other project, if not like more. So a lot of scheduling and stuff. But our shows are also just so different all the time because we have a wide array of musician friends that can fill in on a short moment's notice. So sometimes it's a lot of kind of a different configuration, but it makes things interesting.
Cool.
I don't know. I feel like I try not to make it too big of a deal that it makes challenges, because the more difficult the challenges are, the less enjoyable it is. So I try to be sort of as laid back as I possibly can be.
right.
And I'm
This is you trying to be laid back?
Exactly.
Emphasis on try.
I didn't even bother trying to get all 7 of us here today. I avoided the challenge.
That's funny. They're probably glad though.
I mean, like I didn't want to, also
be going all the way to the
I
wall.
know they're.
I know, like all the way to here.
I know a few of them are probably as hungover as you are. So.
Yeah.
And then what should we expect from Russ Blvd in 2024 as far as new music, shows, or anything else exciting happening?
Well, our next show is at Winston's in July.
Next show's at Music Box. What are you
Music
talking
Well,
about?
yeah, my bad. I meant after that, I'm already, because I assume we're talking about other than Music Box. No, but Music Box, and then Winston's is coming later. Again, we got that too. We got
Lots of
shows on
shows.
shows. You gotta follow us, and then you'll see all the shows, and you'll see all the music. Like I said, we're really organized, so we have a calendar that has all of our shows. No, that's a joke. We don't. We're definitely gonna put out more music.
Yeah. So just keep writing.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Music Box. Why are you so good at what you don't do? You never work, you never leave OB, baby. And how could this work? Are you aware that you never leave your loop? You always say right there. I'm thinking it's about time that you disappear. So why you sitting over here? We go round in circles just to come right back. I'll press X to interact, yeah. If you see me, why you saying hi and acting friendly? You don't know me. You're just another motherfucking NPC. I'm thinking it's about time that you disappear. So why you sitting over here? You go round in circles just to come right back. I'll press X to interact. So why you sitting over here? Oh, you go round in circles just to come right back. I'll press X to interact, yeah.
Hi guys, I'm here with Virginia Crime. I'm here with Ben, Jared, Jacob, and Kaylin. And we are going to talk about how you guys started as a band, get into some questions, get to know all of you a little bit. So how did you guys form as a band? Where did you all meet? And how did you develop your sound from there?
Excellent question. Virginia Crime, how did we form? Well, Ben and I started playing together about three and a half years ago under our last project, No Car Garage, and had basically used that as like a big learning experience of, you know, what it takes, what we wanted to do, kind of what we wanted to accomplish. And then over the years, kind of intermittently, kind of like changing a couple people in and out, we got very lucky and came across a mutual friend who introduced us to Luna, Jacob, and then right after that, another friend introduced us to Kaylin. And with that being said, everyone had the same energy and same kind of.
We share like an ethos.
Yeah.
Like a very similar idea and stuff. That felt like an interview word to say.
Yeah, it was an aura thing for sure.
Horoscopes, strictly. We started playing about coming up on 9 months ago as this new project, and really just dialing it in, figuring out what we want to do, how we want to sound, the direction that we want to go into, and it's been a lot of fun. That's kind of where we're at right now.
How would you describe your sound? Like, what's your genre?
I mean, we're going for kind of a touch and go thing. We're trying to throw it back to something like what was going on in the 90s before like the Nirvana takeover happened, before like the whole thing kind of got commodified and like pushed to the public. There was a lot of really crazy bands and like experimentation going on. And it was kind of one of those things where it was like too much too soon. It all blew up. Everyone was trying to find the next Nirvana. And in the midst of that, like a bunch of really cool sounds kind of got left behind. So we kind of want to like pick up where that takes up, you know, like a lot of bands just got buried under that movement. So we definitely want to kind of throw it back to something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that he put it pretty succinctly. Like, there is this label, Touch and Go, that, in our opinion, didn't get as much credit just because when Nirvana kind of hit the scene, like, everyone just kind of used them as the archetype for it. And in our opinion, there is a lot more to that, I guess, movement and that sound in bands from that era that had a lot of ideas that maybe didn't get fleshed out all the way, and we want to kind of like leave no stone unturned, while also kind of like incorporating like our modern influences, like what we listen to these days. Like,
don't want to be a revivalist act for sure.
It's kind of a blend of it.
There's a lot of cool stuff that was going on in that time period that just did not get any shine, and we were super inspired by all that for sure.
That's so cool. I guess that leads into the next question: who has influenced your music? Like, what bands, artists?
Oh, dude. I mean, we definitely have, like, there's a big, like, gap between, like, the bands that inspire us and the bands that we're, like, informed by. We're definitely, like, informed by the guys that we were just talking about, like, big Jesus Lizard fans for the most part. And obviously we all grew up on Sonic Youth and, you know, all the Nirvana adjacent stuff. But then, like, influenced by, like... We're inspired by weird stuff, for sure.
I like
my top band last year was 100 Gex. Like, it's just strange. It's a strange group
I like
of
to
guys.
think that all of us kind of have a different musical taste as well.
Yeah,
which just kind of pushes us towards a different sound every time, which is nice because I grew up not even knowing who Jesus Lizard was and whatnot. And when I joined the band, it kind of brought me back to what I was inspired by when I first started listening to music, and then making the music built on what I think all four of us are putting on the table is kind of just inspiring in itself, making us kind of make more music and make better music. So I've been happy about that with you guys.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Like, I mean, he put it pretty clear right there. Like, we all come from like different backgrounds. We all had our own love affair with music and kind of brought us to this point to want to like kind of continue it. And this doesn't feel like a job to us at any point. It always feels like it's just if we weren't together right now, like we would be finding ways to have these kind of outlets and stuff. Like, I grew up listening to metal, and then I kind of changed into listening into like that kind of like garage psych scene that's kind of all over the place right now with King Gizzard and the OCs, and then found my way to like Death Grips and stuff. And there's like little intersections that we all meet at, and it's really cool to see kind of like what somebody else comes up with a completely different background. It's like it feels very valuable when you put that on the table and then like are able to kind of work off of it. And it brings the best out of us. It's very challenging, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. And do you think that San Diego has a good scene for the type of music that you guys are making?
Oh, dude, yeah. The San Diego scene right now, I mean, this is not a point of view that I hold. This is just talking to all the other artists. It's definitely become like pretty homogenous and weighed down by like people expect you to play surf rock and something like that. And the fact of the matter is there's so many good surf rock bands here right now, you know? So why would you want to, you know, add on to the pile of what's going on right now? I feel like a lot of the newer bands that are coming up right now aren't doing something different as a way to spite that scene, but just out of respect. Like, there's already been so many of those bands come out of here that have done it in an amazing way. So as powerful as like the psych scene and the surf rock scene is here, like slowly, little by little, we've found like really cool like hardcore bands. Like, there's a crazy young hardcore scene here that we were kind of unaware of. There's a lot of really cool like art rock bands that are popping up right now. And it's not even necessarily like as a reaction to surf rock, but just kind of out of respect. Like, those guys are doing what they're gonna do. Might as well just do what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's pure curiosity, and it's like really nice to like live in an area where like curiosity can take you to the point of like wanting to see what you can do with your two hands in terms of like art. And yeah, here we are. We're enjoying it.
Cool. And congrats on the new single, Left 5. Tell me a little bit about the story behind the single, and if you guys have any other music that you're planning on releasing.
Do you guys want to talk about the song before I tell everybody what the lyrics are about and ruin it?
I'll let Jared go first.
Left 5 was one of the first songs that Ben and I came up with after we kind of strayed away from No Car Garage, or was trying, or making the new project. At the time, we were playing as a duo, and so we went from, a 4-piece band to 2 people, and to fill that void, we needed to fill the sound, and so that's when the high energy, the distortion, the kind of in your face attitude, kind of started, and Left 5 is unique where it does touch on that aspect, but it also kind of also kind of taps into a little bit of the krautrock stuff that we were listening to at the time, with the kind of the endless beat per se, just keep on going, and then it gives you what you want at the end. So that was, I think we wrote that probably about a year ago, a long time in the making. But yeah, that was the first one that we got done, and working on a whole mess more. So. But Ben can kind of tap into what it meant.
Yeah. So the song itself wasn't about anything for a little while, and then I kind of started seeing a lot of people get on like image sharing platforms and doing pretty like compromising stuff and not getting the reaction that they wanted, and that really bummed me out. Like that was just a crazy feeling. Like just the idea of starting like an account and compromising your morals and stuff for a little extra money and then not having that go through was like actually pretty terrifying. It's one thing to say that somebody's selling out, but in order to sell out successfully, like there's got to be demand. So I was kind of just thinking about like how awful it would feel to like fully let go of your moral compass and then still not get that kickback that you were hoping for. So the song is definitely about just selling out and how it would feel if you kind of let your whole moral compass slide and then kind of end up in the same place, for lack of a better word.
Cool. Deep.
Yeah. Oh, hell. Very deep guys, dude. Heavy kids.
Left 5 is the first song I ever heard when I was asked to come practice for the band to see how it goes. And it was the first song that, being the first song I heard, it was really easy for me to want to jump on and jump into this band because it was such a good song, even as the demo that they sent me. And I want to say thank you to Nate for writing the bass part, because shout out Nate. They had a bass player previous to me, and that bass line is the exact same thing I'm playing now. And it's such a drivey, fun, exciting song that also has a really heavy edge to it that I loved about it when I first heard it, and that's what made me want to join the band. So I'm really happy to have it out.
Yeah, as our first single too, it's just, I mean, it's a great, it's a great like primer for like us as a band. Just like Jared had said, like it has elements of krautrock, like the endless motoric beat, like the climbing riff that we kind of play and lock into in like a succinct fashion, like a couple times in the song to kind of like just like really drive that kind of point home and like move that kind of motif through the song, and it's cool. It sums up our sound right now pretty well. Yeah.
And then what has been the most rewarding part about making music with your friends? Like, I feel like you guys are all friends.
We're
and
not
homies.
friends. We hate each other.
Never met up with them before 12 a.m., so I don't really know what's going on.
The most rewarding part has been like just being able to hang out together during all of this. We had to put all the writing on pause for about a year. We made an executive decision. Luna was out of the band dealing with some real life stuff for a little while.
Yeah.
And we just decided that it would be better for us to just not write without the 4 guys in the room that make it go. So we had other guitarists in, we played shows with other people, but the band never progressed during that year. And then as soon as he got back, we got back to it. So, I mean, the main thing and the most fun thing has really just been like giving all of us this like outlet that you really shouldn't be able to have at this point in your life. You shouldn't be able to get on stage in front of a bunch of people and scream your guts out and then have the reaction be like, "Good job." Like that's not something that, you know, we take for granted. That's always going to be the most fun part for us, really.
Yeah, not at all. Like that's like Ben said, like when all that kind of was transpiring last year, like they were still active in terms of like getting like practices going, like still keeping keeping themselves like busy with all that stuff while I was kind of handling whatever I needed to handle. But throughout the whole thing, I was talking to them every day, and like I came back and I was like, all right, guys, like back to the grind. Like let's keep going. Like we got to make up for some lost time, and here we are doing that. So
yeah. And then on top of it, like we all have, you know, day jobs that, you know, that we attend to Monday through Friday for the most part, and you know, being able to like we have a in-house studio at Ben and I's house, and so just being able to come home every day and just know that you have that space waiting for you, you know, with your three best friends, you know, at any given time, is awesome. It's a great way for us to, you know, just kind of further express ourselves and really just, you know, kind of pull our heads out of the reality of Monday through Friday. And
it gets grim, dude. It gets grim out there, bro.
Once 7 o'clock rolls around on a weekday, we know we're in a different state of mind, and that's really just having a good time and seeing what we can cook up together. So
yeah, it's like having like you have the worst day at work, and you just know like 3 silly goofballs are gonna be waiting in the room.
I was just gonna say that.
Ready to rock. Like
so
I can come in so disgruntled and see Kaylin just be like, "Oh, okay, here we go."
big hug.
Thank God.
Aww.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then we have the Music Box show next week on the 23rd. What other shows besides that do you guys have coming up, and what should we be looking for from Virginia Crime this year?
Dude, we got one tonight.
Yeah,
we're heading out of here. We're gonna go play one.
You probably won't see it before then, but
We're helping our friends Corduroy rein in their new album.
Yeah, big shout out to Corduroy.
Big shout out to Corduroy.
Another big player in like the adjacent surf rock scene. Just guys that are definitely trying to do something different from what we've been hearing in San Diego. Just because the San Diego sound is like it's fleshed out, you know. So we definitely are super excited to see other guys that are getting out there and just trying weird stuff, dude. It's awesome.
We have July 16th as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then
Soda Bar again. But big shout out to Corduroy. Can't say enough good things about those guys.
Really can't.
We'll have a good time with those guys tonight. Then we have Music Box. Very excited for that
Music
show.
Box is gonna be insane. That's our second time playing Music Box. It's in my opinion one of the best venues in San Diego, if not the best venue in San Diego. So anytime we have an opportunity, and huge thanks to Danielle and Core Creative for thinking of us and getting us on there. And then on top of that, we're working with one of our good buddies, Mitch Kraft, on a music video for Left 5. So that should be out hopefully in the next month or so, plus or minus. And then
plus or minus a year or two, maybe.
You never know. Plus or minus a lot of days. And then getting back in the recording studio. Like I said, we have that. We're very grateful and blessed that we have that, you know, ability at our fingertips at home. But then on top of it, we work with a gentleman up in Long Beach under Jazz Cats.
Big Johnny Bell, man.
Big Johnny
Studios,
Bell.
and he's just the man. So anytime we can go up there and really, you know, make ourselves ready for that opportunity, you know, we're trying to capitalize and really just get music out.
We were recording and working hard to put new music out because it's been 8 or 9 months we've all been together. And a little bit irritating.
These shows have been
sometimes,
fun, but
I love listening to my voice memos, but I'd rather listen to it on Spotify. So we'll get more music out to you soon.
We're heading up to Long Beach on that note this weekend to work with Johnny Bell, who's been an amazing friend and a really good mentor for the band for the past couple years. So hopefully we'll have something to put out.
We'll
on
exercise
Spotify
some discipline this time. For sure. We'll get some stuff out for the people. It'll be nice.
Absolutely.
Sweet. Well, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys at Music Box.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
against the street. Sitting